So we made it to the job site today. This is one of my favorite neighborhoods to do work in. It's Sandcrest out in West Wichita. This neighborhood is full of just these new houses that are being built. This is when I really fell in love with the subcontractor model was in this neighborhood, because we did a $54,000 project and I grossed $18,000 in just 3 days. And I was like, what? I didn't need any of my equipment. I didn't need any loans. I didn't have any employees. These boys just showed up, got it done. I was able to contract the job. I was able to land the job, take care of the clients, and it worked out for everybody. So today we're doing a $18,000 planting job in the backyard. We're planting a lot of trees for privacy. You know, originally this estimate was $40,000, but after talking with the client, they didn't want to invest the full $40,000. So I worked with them and we were able to bring it down to within a number they were comfortable investing in. This is why it's important to follow up with clients, because when I first reached out with the $40,000 design and estimate, it was probably like, whoa, a little bit overwhelming. But as I followed up with them, I was able to figure out that, hey, they were really only wanting to spend $18,000 because they had a kid on the way. They're completely redoing the basement. And so I was like, look, no problem. What we can do is we can just take out all these little 1 gallon, 3 gallon, 5 gallon plants, just install the trees. That way you still get the privacy and you still get the backyard, and you get to look out your windows and see this beautiful landscape. We'll keep the same flower bed shapes and everything. We'll take out the paver patio with the fire pit. You don't need that right now. We can build that down the road, but let's at least get you some privacy going on. And now look, now we're able to service this client. We got the boys out here, you know, they're loading up the trees right now. Just went to go get a sod cutter. Just got to the job site, day 2. These are the jobs that you want to have on the schedule at all times. Like, I made an Instagram story about this yesterday. Yes, it's nice to have these $100,000 projects, these $300,000 projects. The real game changer to business is just having these projects on the schedule consistently. And how do you do that? Well, with being a business owner, you sign up to be a full-time marketer and to be a full-time sales guy until you have a team beneath you. So as a business owner, I built out a calendar and a schedule that allows me to put the jobs in for that month, and then I have a list below that month where now I can start stacking my other jobs. And my goal is to always see that calendar filled up and then see a lot of jobs on the list down below. That way I'm not thinking so short term where it's like, hey, let me fill this calendar, but then after the calendar and I run through that, I have nothing left. So you want to be booking your schedule out in advance. You want to be always hustling and being scrappy to get projects and to get leads across the table, because the truth is if you close a lot of deals and you do lots of projects back to back to back consistently profitably, you're going to scale insanely fast. And now you can bring on a team, as long as you're a good steward of the money and you don't go and blow it on stupid things like this Jeep or Golden Goose shoes or, you know, a Rolex watch. Like, you have to steward the money well in the beginning, because I've been realizing that if you have a business that solely relies on you and everybody has to call you to get all the answers and go through you, you don't have much of a business. You have a job. Like, that should be somebody's role in the company to manage the projects and get those phone calls. So you're actually in that job right now until you build it out. And so you want to gain leverage and you want to build a team. And to get leverage and to build a team, you have to have money. You have to be a good steward of the business's money. Pay yourself a salary, $500 a week, $1,000 a week. Everything else that the business gets, you're then taking that money out, putting it in a reserve account and letting that accumulate. And you'll use that money to then bring on team members, invest into websites, marketing, stuff like that. But that's really how you're gonna grow profitably and quickly. If you choose to, whatever money's coming into the business, just go ahead and spend it, you're gonna at some point have to steward the money well to scale. It's just, how long is it gonna take you to figure that out? Like, how much pain are you gonna have to put yourself through? The next thing is you wanna have separate bank accounts and separate credit cards for different transactions in the business. So you wanna have a bank account that's your operational bank account. That's where all the checks come into the account. And from there, all your day-to-day expenses to actually run the business will come out of there. So materials, contractors, anything like softwares that you need to run your business, that will come out of that operational account. And you will have a credit card that is dedicated just to those expenses. And then you can create another card for your business that goes for like you buying a MacBook or you buying coaching, or you know, buying a plane ticket to go to a conference. Those go on a separate credit or a separate credit card that allows you to separate those expenses, because you want to know exactly how much your business is costing to operate. And so then from there, like let's say you get a check that comes in for 50K, then you're going to operate your projects off of that 50K, and then you'll slide like 20% over into a separate account. And this separate account will be a reserve account, and that's what your personal business card will be drawing out of. So you want to separate your cash flow and keep that separate. The next thing that you're going to have to learn, either the hard way or quickly if you just listen to me and take this advice, is in business you need numbers that you're looking at, and you need numbers to track every single month to know where you're at. Because if you don't have numbers, if you don't have targets, you're just going to be guessing. And if you guess in business, you're not going to be profitable and you're not going to scale. So everything needs to be down to the T and to the science. I've learned that in order to be wealthy, you need to have processes, you need to be consistent, and you need to be organized. If you're not any of those things, then you're not going to be wealthy. You need to be organized. You need to have your targets laid out. You need to know where you're going in the business, what your numbers are. So for me, I'm tracking how many leads are we getting each month? How many deals am I closing each month? What is our gross profit of this month? What's our cost per acquisition? All of these lead acquisition numbers I'm looking at, and then also close rates. If you don't have these numbers laid out, you're just going to be guessing, and guessing isn't a way to run the business.